Thanks for tuning into today's video. We're going to have a quick look at the Project X LS shaft. So basically what's happened in the last few years, people have got bigger, stronger, faster, and so Project X engineering department was, they put a task to them to say, let's produce something that produces even lower launch and lower spin than the Project X shaft. So in that category, the real low spinning shafts would be Project X, and the other one would be something like Dynamic Gold, True Temper Dynamic Gold X7, which is in theory lower spinning than Project X. So they've come back and said, we want something even lower spinning for all these new kids coming through, stronger players, and they've come up with Project X LS. Now, if you have a look at the shaft, it's got this really smart looking, they call it brushed chrome. I suppose it's similar to a C taper. The Project X shafts are stepless. It's a little bit shinier, I suppose, than a C taper. Really, really nice finish to it. It is not a constant taper. So the Project X shaft, the original Project X here, which most of you will be familiar with, it's a chrome shaft and it's constant taper. So it's thicker at the butt end and then just gets thinner all the way down into a 355 taper tip. Now this is the first of its kind that has variable tapers, so it's thicker and thinner and thicker and thinner without having steps. So I'm going to give it a run. I'm not, I don't play shafts in this category, but they're both 120 gram in a 6.0, which is, roughly a stiff, but it's one of these companies that have designed, they don't talk about regular stiff, extra stiff. They just talk about the frequency number to try and get all their shafts matched up nicely. Okay, so now the LS only comes in a 6.0, 6.5, 7.0. It doesn't come in the 5.5 and the 5.0 or even a 4.5 that the Project X has been offered in those softer flexes. So this is really designed for the heavy, harder hitters. So what I'm going to do today, my test club will be 14 TC7. I've got a bit of lead tape just to equalise out the swing weights at D4 for both shafts. This one is, the reason for the tiny bit of lead tape is this one it's just a tiny bit shorter than the one that I've made in the LS. So, but I'm trying to get it as comparable as I can. And I'm going to hit some with the Project X, the 6.0, and then my test ball will be Pro V1X, which I'm familiar with. So I'll get a good feel of how it goes. I'll hit some with the Project X and then I'll hit some with the LS and see how they compare. Project X, to me, it's always got a pretty boardy feel. I've mishit that up. I probably should, actually what I'm going to do, that was a bit silly on my behalf. Let's just delete that shot. Table, I'm going to delete it only because I'll set a green out at 150, okay? So then we can sort of see whether I'm hitting a green or missing the green. So I've got a green at 150 with my 7-iron. It's, my 7-iron is probably 145, 150 normally. This does, it feels stiff to me, right? So I'm going to have to hit it really well to carry it to the green. I'm probably not going to quite get the, my normal flight. That felt really nice. But it does feel, it feels stiff, it feels heavy, but it's not the world's heaviest shaft. 120 is heavy, but, when you're, like me, used to playing, 95 gram graphite. It's a bit mishit, it's a bit chunky. So it's fair to say I struggle to time it a little bit with this shaft. Hit that one pretty good. Probably a little low on the face, but good enough. Yeah. How was the height on the face? Yeah, 3mm low, right in the middle. So that's a pretty good shot. It's a little heavy again. I suppose I do find myself trying to, somewhat get in the air, but it's not really the idea of these things. I'm supposed to hit them low, so yeah, that felt a bit lower to me. But again, I'm kind of battling really to. It's just it's too rigid for me, right? That's a fact. It's a great shaft, but it does feel boardy. I hammered that, like that's hit really, really good. It just goes to show I've kind of got a two-toe too high, you see, 2mm, very close to the centre there. That was a little low on the face, but hit good enough. So it's probably a pretty decent representation of average ball striking. But how I would, manage. It's out the toe. It's going to be short. I'll hit one more, see if I can hit a good one to finish. Yeah, I hit that well. Hit that nicely. A little push. Yep. Okay, so that feels, to me, that shaft feels stiff. I'd expect that. I'd totally expect that shaft to feel stiff. It's Project X, right? It's one of the stiffest shafts. Stiff throughout, tip, butt, handle. Now all the testing and the fitting I've done with this LS, it's been quite popular, to be fair. In fittings, people have really loved the feel of it. So this will be really interesting to see how it then compares. Okay, I'll change the setting to the LS. All right, I don't know how many I hit then, 11 shots or something like that, probably 10 that counted. I deleted one, so we'll try and hit about 10 more with this. So it feels different in my hands too. Can't quite put my hand on it yet, but it just feels different. Oh, okay. So that feels totally different. It's not even similar. To be fair, that had to me a nicer feel. Definitely had a little bit of kick in it. Nowhere near as boardy, that's for sure. Haven't hit it very straight. Small sample size. So a couple of little pushes, huh? Just closer to the centre. Oh, hey-ya. Get out of town, hey? Nearly a hole in one. So pro. All right, here we go. Would have been pretty good. That's left, I think. Yeah, that's good. I don't mind that because that's I typically swing a lot into out. You'll see probably my path is around 5 into out. It's a bit too much. But that felt wonderful. This is, to me, just feels more responsive. It feels like it's got some flex in it. Now, some people mightn't like that. It's a total chunk. It's going to be bad for the average. So I think it's about 5 shots. We'll go 5 more and just see. Yeah, it feels way better. If I was going to put one in the bag, I had to play one or the other. I mean, the statistics might tell me something else, right? But as far as feel goes, while I love numbers, and I'm just showing you guys numbers, but this is just feeling. You know, I like to feel a little bit of flex. It'll be interesting to see if it does launch lower or higher or what it does. Spin-wise, I haven't been taking much notice of it at this point. I think I've got to get 2 more in there. It's okay. Probably a bit better than okay, wouldn't it? I know when I don't get it way inside, that it goes pretty well. I think I've got to get 1 more to make 10 of each count. That wasn't bad either. So definitely feel-wise, LS has just got it by the length of the straight, right? So we'll have a look at some of the numbers. Go in here, compare, select comparison, compare. Okay, so I don't know what to say. Project X LS, more ball speed. I've looked at club speed. I got a little bit more head speed, 1 mile an hour there, which gave me a couple of miles an hour. Ball speed, more ball speed with a PXLS, both very consistent. Launched a tight, smidgy lower, but actually spun more and went a little further. Actually went higher. And, you know, on the left there you can see it's gone slightly higher, peaked out higher to just nudge it in distance. So statistically, you know, can I say it launches lower? No, I can't. Can I say it spins lower? No, I can't. You know, maybe looking at the table, maybe if we just kind of, you know, took the best shots, got rid of the highest ones, you know, right and left to try and bring in, and then got rid of the shortest ones. 1, 2. So I'll go the right and lefts here. Here's some rights. Get rid of my shortest ones here and here. So there's a bit of right and left and short and you know, some mishits out. Go back into the comparison. And it gets even, I suppose that's some mishits out and, you know, a little bit more representative possibly of the better shots. The LS, you know, again, higher ball speed, slightly lower launch. So yeah, there's the 1 degree that they're talking about, lower launch. But it actually, you know, I got more spin out of it. More carry, it just felt way better. It felt like it was coming off the club better, without a doubt. You know, the lie angle on that club's pretty good. It's not bad for me, 2.4 down. I'm usually a bit of a scooper, but you know, there we go, 5 degrees into out. It's a little bit too much. Hence why I do tend to miss right a bit. Save it with a little bit of a flip and sometimes hit the odd hook. Table, peak heights, 26 metres. Project X 27 for the LS, both coming down at 45 degrees. You know, so statistically, PXLS wins to me, but it actually, I mean, there's similar spin, but it did produce slightly higher spin, and maybe that's because it felt better. It just had a little bit of kick in it, but you know, super interesting results. Oh, well, there you have it. Project XLS, great shaft. Really, really liked it. For a profile that doesn't suit me at all, apparently, I kind of like it. It felt great. It went great. It was way better than the original Project X for me. But again, it's one of these things that you got to go get fitted, you know, see if it works for you. It has been extremely popular in fittings of late too. So we built a lot of sets in LS lately. So definitely check it out if you're one of those guys that hits it hard and needs to lower their spin. Project XLS. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure you click on like and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see, and we'll see you in the next video.